Sarah, it is kind of another color that I think is hard for a lot of people to pull off. And it's a color I don't typically think of when I think of like more of an evening wear look. The gathering going all across it horizontally, I'm not usually a fan of, just because horizontal lines across the body is never going to be like flattering. It's always going to create an illusion to the eye that your body is wider than it is. Um, and also like I don't know, that kind of style also just makes me think like it looks like it's riding up almost. Like I know that's what they intended it to look like, but it's not, I don't know, it doesn't look the best to me.
I always think, but what's your professional opinion? I always feel like the dark hair, dark dress, I don't know, it almost blends, like, right?
Yeah, and especially on her like that it's like her hair color exactly.
Mm.
And I would have maybe like, I mean, I know the picture I'm looking at, she's got her hair over one shoulder, so it's like actually intersecting with the neckline. And I'm like, I would have probably like pushed it back at least so like your skin was breaking it up. So it wasn't like
Yeah.
right next to it.
Mm.
But that's
But
still your
I don't
second
know.
favorite.
Yeah, that's still my second favorite. I think, I mean, partially maybe just because like it looks good on her. Like she looks, like she feels comfortable in it. So that's always something to, sometimes you can sort of tell how the person feels in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Who's
Yeah.
It's
next for
just,
you?
yeah, who's your third?
So I would say Katie. I think there's sort of maybe one too many details going on here. She's got like long sleeves that's sheer, this like Mandarin collar, kind of more traditional Chinese neckline. Um, I want to say I looked up the name of what that was called and I'm blanking on it.
You're so right about too much going on. The mermaid type of like, I don't know, skirt, and then the
Yeah, and then
cut.
the panel on her, there's like another sheer panel on her stomach there too, and I'm just like, and then the ruching on her hips,
Yeah.
again, like horizontal lines. I just like she's got a very nice figure, but it's kind of like creating an illusion that isn't very flattering on almost anyone, I feel like.
I could see that.
God, when I look at their outfits from last year, this is the reunion from last year, when they were just
Yeah,
so California girls,
yeah.
and those very like electric. I love color, so
Those aren't much better to me, though.
They weren't much better, I'd agree, like style wise, but I liked that there was a theme where it's sort of like you could see what they were doing. And on this one, it's like I have no idea what's going on necessarily. I almost feel like they were all maybe you could say if you took Shannon out, they were all maybe more like earth tones, but then Shannon's, I guess, maybe throws it off a little more.
okay. Well,
I
I thought they were all
agree.
highlighters, and I loved it, like a highlighter explosion. But anyway,
I like the colors there. I agree with that. I think the pop of it was fun. I think maybe David wishes the designs themselves were maybe a little more.
It all look cheap to me.
oh,
mm.
Who is your
well,
fourth
or do you have a?
favorite?
I mean, we want to get to RHOBH too,
Oh,
but okay,
yeah.
want to do all of them, or do you want to talk about
Well,
maybe one or two you
I,
thought were the least? Yeah, you tell
We
yeah,
us.
could do,
we're
yeah.
almost done, and I think we'll go quicker as they go because they get significantly, I don't know, more boring, you could say, and I don't want to bag on them too much. So
So
we'll
sweet.
go
You leave
to
that to us.
we'll
You're
go
so
to
kind.
yeah. Well, I'm like I don't want to go too hard, but it's like some of them it's like hard to come up with something positive almost. So we'll go to Tamara next. She's wearing her dress to me is like a little too casual. It's like a jersey material, which is kind of like a t-shirt almost type material. The color looks good on her. I sort of like in the picture I'm seeing, you can really see her like bra line through it. And I'm like, I don't know if that would have been the best for like recording a reunion, but I don't know if I noticed it on the actual screen.
Mm.
But yeah, it's like decent. It's a little casual to me though. Kind of like,
I agree
I
with
could
that.
see that.
yeah, like yoga
Yeah,
teacher going to happy hour.
I
Yeah,
could
it's like
see
a little
that.
cocktail party. Yeah.
Yeah. So next I'd say Emily. It's it's like hard for me to say anything that bad about it, but also that good about it. I sort of don't understand her or whoever's decision it was, like to have again like horizontal sort of seams or stripes going all the way up it. It's like for someone who, obviously is a little self-conscious about her figure, even though I don't think she should be, she like that's not the best idea, just visually. And then
I could see that.
also like the gold lame, that's another kind of fabric I don't particularly find to look that
It's
great. And especially,
very hard to pull off, isn't it?
yeah,
Very
yeah.
hard.
It's hard
Very
to
hard.
make it look expensive too, or like just nice looking. Like it always kind of looks a little cheap to me.
Yeah,
And
it looks cheap to me.
the shininess of it, that's not helpful for anyone that's trying to look thinner, because like shiny fabrics just kind of call to attention anywhere you're like trying to hide. And also, I'm not a big fan of that kind of halter neck with the high neckline she's wearing, because it kind of makes it almost like look like her shoulders are like too big for it, or like anyone who wears that kind of neckline, it just looks like their shoulders. It creates that like look. I don't know, like you're
Yeah.
busting out of it.
Fabulous point.
She, and also I'm pretty sure she's pretty tall, right? Like I think she's like
Done
5 foot
something
nine,
different.
maybe. And I just think like, I don't know, she could have done something like I feel like the silhouette is good for someone who wants to look taller. And I don't know,
Hmm.
maybe they could have done the skirt different at the waist to kind of bring it in a little, or I don't know, something.
Hmm. Yeah.
I do like her hair.
No,
Her
I
hair is
could
really
see that.
pretty. Next I'd say is Jen. One of the notes I wrote about it was it looks kind of like a carrot, because it's like that color, and then it's like kind of just straight up and down, like I don't know.
It's so
Nothing.
unfortunate because what a body.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if you have
Hmm.
that figure,
Body.
wouldn't you want to wear just
She's
something
in
almost?
great shape.
I
Oh my
know, I don't
God.
get
I
it.
mean, and like the boobs are well done. I mean, obviously they're fake titties, but they're just the boobs look great on her. The blonde
Yeah.
and that blonde hair just to me goes with so many colors, like a
Mhm.
beautiful black. I love a black and a blonde
Yeah.
or a pink or when you have that beautiful blonde hair. I mean, she's just such a knockout. She and Katie to me are just, I mean, I love my Gina. Gina seems to love short, short,
I
short, short.
was, yeah, when we got to her, I was gonna say, I'm like worried they're just getting like shorter and shorter every reunion. And like next season's gonna be just like, whoa.
Hers has grown on me over the weeks, but I also think it is so weird. I don't like a wet hair look.
Yeah, and like, well, I like a wet hair look when it looks actually wet and like slicked back. This is like it was wet,
Hmm.
like she went swimming in the ocean like 3 hours ago and then, came out and like brushed it out or something. Like it's
Mm.
like, yeah, I don't know. Not a huge fan of the hair. I was thinking like someone who has a similar hair length who always has gorgeous hair is Whitney on Salt Lake. I'm like they were when they had that Mob Wives party recently when
Yeah.
they
Hmm.
did, her hair I thought was just gorgeous the way they had it like that all swooped.
Yeah, she
So
does
your
look.
least favorite is Alexis, then, is what I'm sensing.
Yes. I yeah, not just, and that's like another thing is like I'm like, did she pick that dress? Like I almost don't believe that. Like I can't imagine that was her choice almost. I mean, maybe it was, but I almost can't imagine.
It's
Um,
bad.
yeah, it's bad. It looks like it's from her first season, like 2008 or whatever that was. Like
It's
it's
tacky.
yeah, really dated. I don't like the color and the square like silver, I don't know, sequins, but it's hard to tell what they're palettes. They're kind of not that great either. And they're square shaped. And I'm just like, that even more to me is just like, what were they going for? I don't know.
I get
Mm.
it.